Hi and hello dear friends, welcome back once again to our channel Vagai Academy of Mathematics, and this playlist is where you can find video lessons for CBSE Class 11 Applied Maths. So following our previous topics, this session we are about to see a new topic which is arithmetic progression, AP. So here this session we are about to see some basics of arithmetic progression and also very few important formulas that we'll be frequently using in order to solve the problems. That is going to be the objective of this session. Yes, let's begin. So first of all, what do you mean by an arithmetic progression? Or basically, what do you mean by a progression? Very simple, a progression is nothing but a sequence of numbers. So we'll be having a sequence of numbers following certain conditions, then it would become an arithmetic progression. So let us examine it, let us observe it using some basic examples. Yes? So here we have few examples. You can see some sequence of numbers here. So let's take them one by one. See the first sequence. So we have the numbers here 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17 like this. So if you closely observe these numbers, it's very easy for us to observe that it is very clear that we have a difference very much common in all these terms. Is it or not? That is, if you see any two successive numbers, the difference is going to be the same. It is a constant difference. So such a sequence or such a progression is what we call it as an arithmetic progression. So if you see here, we can see that here we have 2, here we have 5. So this 2 plus 3 would give you this 5. And same, 5 plus 3 would be this 8. 8 plus 3 would be this 11 and so on. This is how you have. So you can see a constant difference lying between any two successive terms. So this kind of sequence or this kind of progression is what we call it as an arithmetic progression. So you can see the other examples also. So the second sequence you can see, it's a very familiar sequence, right? So you can see odd numbers here. So the sequence of odd numbers also form an arithmetic progression. If you see here, we have 1. So from here if we start, 1 plus 2 will be this 3. 3 plus 2 will be 5. 5 plus 2 will be 7 and so on. So this is again an arithmetic progression. And here the last one, if you see, here we have the numbers 10, 6, 2, minus 2 and so on. So here also the same nature exists. Let's see how it works. So I've got 10 here. So if you, from this 10, if you just subtract 4, or I can even say in other words as, if you add minus 4, you will be getting this 6. And next, from 6 to this 2, again minus 4. So 6 minus 4 you do, you will be getting this 2. And again 2 minus 4, you get this minus 2. And minus 2 minus 4, you would get this 6. Minus 6 minus 4, you would get this minus 10. So this way you have the numbers, and this is what we call it as an arithmetic progression. So a sequence where if the difference between any two successive terms is going to be a constant, then you call it as an arithmetic progression. So this is going to be the basic idea. And let us now know about few notations. So in an arithmetic progression, we have a first term and a common difference. So these two are going to be the very important factors in order to build any arithmetic progression. So let us see the first term. What is the first term? So the sequence with which your arithmetic progression, the number with which your arithmetic progression is going to start is what we call it as the first term. Okay, and we will notate this first term as A. Or in other words, we can even term it as T1, because T1 denotes it is the first term. That's why it is T1. And usually we represent it as A. Yeah. And next, common difference. Now what is this common difference? This common difference is nothing but the number which you are adding, or I can even say the difference between the two successive terms you have here is what we call it as the common difference. For example, if you take this first sequence, here our common difference is 3. How it is 3? It's very simple. So if I want to know what is the common difference, I can take the second term, subtract the first term. So 5 minus 2 will be 3. That's the common difference. Or another way, 8 minus 5 I can do. The third term minus the second term. That will be 3. That is again a common difference. Or 11 minus 8. So if you take any term and its previous term, if you take the difference, that would give us what is the common difference of our arithmetic progression. That's it. So this common difference is notated as D. So the values of A and D are very, very important for us to build any arithmetic progression. Yes? Yeah, fine. Now let us move on to the general form of an arithmetic progression. What do you mean by the general form? So we have to try to build our arithmetic progression in terms of A and D. This is going to be our objective here. Let's try to do that now. So we know that our first term of the arithmetic progression is A. Yes. So I am writing T1 is equal to A. And how can I find the second term of my arithmetic progression? So second term I can notate it as T2, which means term 2. Yes. Yeah. How can I find it? It's again simple. I know my first term is A, and to which I have to add the common difference, that is D. So if I add it, I'll be getting the second term. And what if I want to get the third term? So if I want to get the third term, I have to take the second term A plus D, and with this once again I have to add one more D. So A plus D plus D, this will give me what is my third term, or I can simplify this as A plus 2D. Is it or not? Yeah. Next, if I want to get the fourth term, what can I do? So in order to get my fourth term, I have to take the third term A plus 2D, and from which to which once again I have to add one more D. So which will give me A plus 2D plus D, which will be A plus 3D, and this will be going and so on. So this would be the general form of any arithmetic progression. Now with this, we will try to find the formula for nth term, or how easily I can find the nth term. Just a generalization of this first term, second term, third term, fourth term. If we just try to expand it, what will be the general form? That is what is this nth term. So if I want to find what is the nth term, I mean Tn, what I can do is I have to see in what format or in what way, what pattern this Tn value is, it is being used here. Okay. So yes, so you see here T1 is A, T2 is A plus D, T3 is A plus 2D, T4 is A plus 3D, and what if I want to find T5's value? So T5 will be A plus 4D, is it or not? So it will be going like that. So if you want, I can even write it and show. So T5 will be A plus 4D. So this goes like this. So now you can generalize the formula. Tn, I mean the nth term of an AP will be nothing but Tn is equal to A plus, yeah, it is A plus because everywhere we have that A plus. So A plus, so now see the coefficient of D what we have here. So if it is the second term, it is like 1D, third term 2D, fourth term 3D, fifth term 4D. So in that case, if you want to find what is term n, I mean nth term, what should be there? So here it is clearly nothing but n minus 1 times of D. So this is the formula for us to find the nth term. So hereafter, if you want to find any term, or for an example, I have this sequence, I have this arithmetic progression 2, 5, 8, 11, 14 and 17 like this. So here we have written only some 6 terms, right? The first 6 terms is what we can see here. What if you want to find the 10th term or 20th term or 100th term? So what can be done? So it is not that easy for us to write till that 100 terms and then get the answer, right? It would take more time. So instead what can be done? We can very easily use this formula to get the answer. Yes, this is the idea. And now the next thing is we will try to form or get a formula to find the sum of n terms. Yes, yeah, we go. Now let's try to find the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic progression. So what I have done here is I have written the first n terms here itself, and now I am going to add everything. So that will give me what is the sum of the first n terms. This is going to be our plan. And here the sum of the first n terms is notated by Sn. So this denotes sum of n terms. That's it. So this Sn value will be nothing but it's equal to A, which is the first term, plus A plus D, which is the second term, plus A plus 2D, which is the third term, and so on. So it goes like this, and this is the last but one, I mean the previous term. So this is nothing but the n minus 1th term, A plus n minus 2 into D, and here this is the last term, I mean the nth term, so which is A plus n minus 1 into D. We all know this very surely. Yeah, fine. So now our objective is to add all these values and get what is the result. So what can be done here? So let's try to employ some interesting easy technique in order to add all these values. Yes, shall we do that? So in order to do that, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to construct another Sn now. So this is Sn and I'm going to construct another Sn. That is, in simple words, I'm going to rewrite the same thing but in a different manner. That's what I'm going to do now. Let's closely observe what is done here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write all these terms exactly in the reverse order. I hope you are able to understand it. So I'm going to write it in the reverse order. Reverse order in the sense, now I'm going to write the nth term here first. So what happens is a plus n minus 1 into d. Next, I'm going to write this n minus 1th term here in the next. So this will become a plus n minus 2 into d. And what comes next? We will be having the n minus 2th term. I mean, this is nth term, this is n minus 1th term. And here, what will be the next one? N minus 2th term. So which will be a plus n minus 3 into d. So and so on. This will be going like this. And finally, I'm going to end up with the second term and first term, right? So the second term will be, we already have it here, a plus d, and plus the first term will be a. We all know that very well. So I have written the same thing in a different way. That's it. So Sn, this is going to be once again the same Sn. Yeah, fine. And now what is my plan is, I am going to consider them as two equations and I am going to add both these equations. Yes, shall we do that? Yeah, if I do so, I will be getting Sn plus Sn. My left hand side will be 2Sn, so which will be equal to. Now coming to the right hand side, what will be happening in the right hand side? That we will closely observe. So right hand side, I am going to pair up the expressions. So that is this term with this term, this term with this term, this term with this term, and so on. And finally, this with this and this with this. Let's see, interestingly, what is going to happen when we add like this. Shall we do that? Yeah, fine. So if I do here for the first one, I will be getting 2a, I mean this a plus a will become 2a plus here I will have n minus 1 into d. Yeah, this is there. So I'm just making a bracket here plus, and I'm going to add these two terms. Hope you are able to understand it. This a plus d with this a plus n minus 2 into d. So what happens is, once again I will have a plus a, which was 2a plus, and here I have got 1d and here I've got n minus 2d's. So when I add n minus 2 plus 1, once again I will have n minus 1 times of d. Yes, plus, and I'm going to pair these two. So we have already paired it, and once again if you are going to add these two expressions, we will be getting a plus a, which is once again 2a plus here 2 plus n minus 3. So which will be nothing but once again n minus 1 into d. So this will be going like this, and so and so and so. So here again if you add, you would once again get the same expression, and last one once again here also if you add, you will be getting last 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So the step or the calculation what we are making here, I hope you are able to understand. So I have just taken the first n terms and I'm going to add everything. I'm just naming it as Sn because it represents the sum of n terms. And what I've done next, I'm just repeating the same Sn because I'm going to rewrite the same expression but in a quite different way. The different way is nothing but I'm going to write in a reverse way. So that's what I'm getting here. And next is I'm just adding these two expressions. So I'm getting 2Sn here, and in the right hand side I'm just pairing up and then adding. I'm getting like expressions everywhere. So this 2Sn is now nothing but, see here we have got 2a plus n minus 1 into d, 2a plus n minus 1 into d, 2a plus n minus 1 into d, and so on. So now all these terms are only 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is what we are getting. And that too, if you see, we have got this 2a plus n minus 1 into d for several times. And if you carefully see, how many like terms are termed here? How many terms are existing here like 2a plus n minus 1 into d? So we can multiply this 2a plus n minus 1 into d into that many times. So just closely see here, how many terms are here? we have clearly n terms, so that means we would have got n times of 2a plus n minus 1 into d. That's a simple idea. So 2Sn is nothing but n times of 2a plus n minus 1 into d, and so Sn will be now equal to n into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, the whole divided by 2. So this is what the formula to find out Sn, or the sum of first n terms of an arithmetic progression. And once again, if you look at this formula, we can do a very small adjustment here. Let me see that, or it will again give you another new formula. Let's see what adjustment can be done here. So I'm just going to take this Sn once again. Let me just continue here on the right hand side. So Sn is equal to, I'm just writing this n into, just split up this 2a as a plus a and write the remaining things as it is, plus n minus 1 into d, the whole divided by 2a, and Sn is equal to n into, now just see this a is as it is a, plus, can you just closely observe what this expression stands for? So this stands for a plus n minus 1 into d. If you just remember, we have seen this just before. So this stands for the nth term, right? So this is nothing but the formula to find the nth term, that is Tn, or even we can say it is the last term, right? So that's the last term. I'm just writing it as L. So L stands for the last term. So L for last term. So a plus L. So this a is as it is a, but this is a plus n minus 1 into d, which stands for the nth term, which is the last term. So I'm just replacing this entire thing by writing L. So n into a plus L by 2. So this is another formula we can use in order to find the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic progression. So we have got two formulas, both are equivalent formulas only, but the use is differing. So when you have no idea about what is the last term, you have only the idea about what is the first term and difference and number of terms, you can use this formula. But if you clearly know what is the last term and first term, and also how many terms are there in that series, and provided if it is an arithmetic progression, you can definitely use this second formula also in order to get the answer. So yes, so we have seen what is an arithmetic progression, and we have seen the term nth term formula, and also we have seen Sn, that is sum of the first n terms. So all these basic concepts we have seen, and using these we will be solving some problems in our upcoming sessions. Let's catch up in those sessions as early as possible. See you soon there. Thank you so much.